Hey man, sometimes it's just gonna be slow. Sometimes it just is what it is. Sometimes people aren't ordering rides. Sometimes you're not gonna get those requests. Sometimes your phone is not gonna ping off the hook. Sometimes you're just gonna be waiting there for rides. Even if you're in a busy market like I am, obviously I'm in Miami, but or South Florida, obviously Miami to be exact. But even in that, sometimes it's just going to be slow. On the rideshare side of things, Uber app is not going to be pinging. You're going to be waiting. And that's not really a good look. Like, let's be honest, man. We come out here, we turn on these apps, we get in our vehicles, we drive around, we pick these crazy people up, all of these strangers getting in our car. We do this specifically because we want to get paid. That's what it comes down to. I want to get paid. I don't do it for no other reason. I'm not trying to help the community. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this for fun. This is not my retirement. I do this because I want to get paid. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. So when you out there and you're not getting requests, no offers are coming through, and you just waiting and waiting and waiting, it's like you kind of just working for free. It's just like you just sitting there, just wasting time. And time is your biggest asset. Make no mistake about it. I used to say it all the time, but I'm gonna start saying it again. Your time is the most valuable thing that you have in this world. Forget money, forget cars, forget clothes. It's your time. And, that's the biggest asset that you have. And, for me, personally, that's such a huge asset that I don't just give it away freely. For me, if I'm giving my time to something, it has to be important. Majority, let's say at least 70% of my time, I want to dedicate to my family and my friends, not to just sitting in my car, not just wasting time. Definitely not to trying to make money, definitely not to trying to pay bills. I'm kind of at a place in life where it's just like there's other things that are important. Listen, trust me. Y'all know I've had multiple jobs. And when I say multiple jobs, I've had multiple jobs. Before I got into Uber, I tell you guys all the time, I was a server. I worked at the bank. I was in a call center. I also had a temp agency that was contracting me out. I was more so hospitality type stuff. So I was at some of the biggest hotels in Miami. The Lowe's, the W, the Enoch. I can't even think of the hotels now. I was all over the place. I was in restaurants, different rrestaurants, because the temp agency was just like, we got work as long as you're going to show up. And you better believe I was showing up. I actually worked at other banks. It was kind of funny. I mean, well, not funny, but, and this was more so in the hospitality industry. I wasn't really like using my professional skills. But I mean, it was a time where I was just trying to build up, just trying to learn. So I looked at my life back then as like, I want to learn as much as I possibly can because I don't know what I'm going to need in the future. You know what I'm saying? I didn't look down on jobs. That's me personally. I didn't look down on being a dishwasher as a horrible thing, because I looked at it like, listen, if I'm washing all of these corporate people, if I'm washing dishes for a living, at least for right now, then when I come home, oh, you better believe my house will be spotless. I was looking at it like, okay, if I'm learning tricks and tactics to tackle these big pots and pans, when I cook my own food, I ain't gonna have that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. Or I also worked as a janitor. So I was like, again, I know, do I have a college degree? Yes. Do I have a lot of specialized skills? Yes. I could be making a lot of money. Yeah. But I was just like, I'm going to be a janitor. And so I was a janitor. A lot of my temp shifts, I was a janitor for most of the stadiums. You know, the Marlins Park, the Heat Arena, what's the other stadium? And the Dolphin Stadium. Yeah, there was a time where I pretty much knew I won't say all of the staff, but I knew a good majority. I was a fairly regular face, if that makes sense. Because my temp agency was pushing out the jobs, you know. I was also doing event setup because I was like, dog, this is so cool. When you go to a concert and you look around, it's like, yo, like, can you imagine, like, this is the type of stuff that used to blow my mind. I know this on, you know, but hey, just work with me here. When you go to a concert, right, you look around, yeah, okay, everybody's focused on the performer, you know, whoever it is, you know, if it's somebody iconic, I don't know, let's just say Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson's on the stage. Oh my gosh, it's Michael. Oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's focused on Michael, but honestly, what about the people? What about the stage? You know, and I know this is kind of weird, but like, have you ever just like looked at that stage? As one of the people that used to help set up those stages, it is incredible the amount of teamwork that goes on to put those things in place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like a Build-A-Bear type of thing or, you know, an IKEA type of thing. Like, you got cranes, well, I mean, it depends on the stage, obviously, but like, you know, you got cranes, you got different people, and them things are heavy, man. You know, the stage, setting up the lights, the equipment, like, yeah, man. So I when I go to concerts, I'm looking, I used to look around like, yo, this is dope, this is that, this is what? Yeah. And I mean, of course I'm there for the person, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just more, I look at life as it's a valuable lesson. It's a valuable lesson. Every day is a valuable lesson. Like, it's a valuable lesson that the birds are chirping today, because they damn sure wasn't chirping a couple days ago when it was super cold out here. They weren't outside, but they outside today, you know, so that means it's obviously a nice day to be outside, you know what I'm saying? Like, this little stuff, you know. I took everything that I've done over my life, or tried to, as a life lesson, as something that I could learn, because I was always interested in seeing other opportunities and seeing new things and growing my skills. So I didn't look down on being a janitor. I didn't look down on the fact that I was helping build stages and stuff like that. Like, what? I mean, I didn't think too highly of myself. You know, when I worked at the bank, I was, you know, like, yeah, man, I was there. But it ain't all that. It's not all that. You got cameras on you from the moment you walk in to the moment you leave. They know your credit score top and down. Like, it ain't what you think it is, you know. And any little thing happens, oh, trust me, you are the first person to be blamed. And it's one of those situations where, you know how they say guilty until proven innocent? At the bank, it's your fault. It is your fault. Yeah, you got to prove that it ain't your fault, because they ready. They ready. But, you know, like, so I say all that to say, right? Y'all probably like, man, what's going on? I'm saying all of that to say, yes, when it's slow as an Uber driver, take it as a lesson, you know? I look at it as a lesson. For me, and I mean, obviously, it's going to be slower on the upper platforms. It just is what it is. And upper platforms on the other platforms. So Comfort Electric, Premier SUV, obviously, XL, obviously. So, yeah, it's going to be slower on those platforms regardless. But when it's really slow, and it's slow on Uber X, take it as a lesson. It's a lesson. It you know, it just means that there's not a lot of demand right now. So when that happens, when it's not a lot of volume and it's slow and I'm just out here wasting my time, which again is the most valuable thing, and I'm not learning a new skill, I'm not picking up something new, I'm not expanding my repertoire, so to speak, like I was talking about, what do? What I do is very simple. When it's slow and I'm not getting requests and I'm not getting rides, I multi-app. And I've been telling you guys this from day one. You should multi-app because I am not just an Uber driver. So one of the bigger reasons why I don't really show my numbers anymore, and I mean, I still showed it in the numbers previously when I was doing Amazon and I was, is because I don't just do Uber, honestly. And my numbers on Uber will be skewed because I could have the Uber app on, but if I'm on a Lyft ride, then it's like, that's just wasted time in the sense of that app being on. But, unless I have, my handy dandy tool, then I'm not gonna really turn it off, because it's not worth it. I mean, because it doesn't matter. I don't care about my time. I don't care about the time that it shows on the app or whatever, because it's just like, oh well. You know what I'm saying? I know how long I was out there, and that's all that matters. My bank account knows how long I was out there, and that's what matters, right? But, so when it's slow, when I'm not getting the Uber, when I'm not getting requests, and I'm just kind of sitting out there, I start focusing on other apps. So I recommend, this is my personal recommendation, you get you some apps. You see, I said apps with an S. So if you just only want to do rideshare, I get it. That's cool, whatever. But if you only want to do rideshare, then you need other rideshare apps, okay? There are 3 other apps that you can use outside of Uber that I know about. I'm pretty sure there's more, especially in different markets, but obviously I am specifically talking about in the South Florida market, okay? So one of those apps is obviously Lyft. I usually say Uber and Lyft because I think it's a given that you should be doing Lyft. I just think it's a given. I think that you're shooting yourself in the foot if you only have Uber on. That is my personal opinion. That's how I look at it. Now, don't get me wrong. I've done 10,000 rides on Uber in the last 5 years. About 2,000 rides a year. But really, it was more so like in those first 3 years, I got up to like 8 or 9. And in the last couple years, I haven't really done that many rides. Right now, I'm at a point where I only really do 2 or 3 rides a day. So, that's neither here nor there. But I've done 10,000 rides overall on Uber. And as of right now, I think I've only done like 1,000 rides on Lyft. So I'm not saying that it's a primary go-to, but it is a time saver in the sense of like, okay, if I'm not getting nothing on Uber, let me turn on Lyft, And obviously there's the common sense thing of different markets, different apps work better. So like, in Miami, maybe today where I'm at, if I'm in Coral Gables, maybe it's popping off with Uber. But if I go to Kendall, maybe Kendall is more so Lyft. Or maybe if I hit Doral, it's Uber. And if I hit, I don't know, downtown, it's more so Lyft. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just depends. It depends on the time. It depends on the day. So personally, I think you should have a driver helper. So I will post my referral link. That I'm going to post a referral link because, you know what I'm saying? Listen, it is what it is. That one, I'm going to be up front. I'm going to post a referral link because, hey, look, it's a driver utility thing. And, it does help. It does help. But I have both of them on. So Uber and Lyft, at least, especially when it's slow. I have both of them on. Now, like I said, Lyft, I don't have the platforms that I have on Uber. Obviously, you guys know we lost Lyft Lux. So on Uber, I can do premium rides. On Lyft, I can't. I just have my Model 3. So it's kind of like, I'm taking Lyft basic rides. So yeah, listen, hey, it is what it is. Now, don't get me wrong. I am still picky. I'm still choosing, but I will take Lyft basic rides. I understand when it's slow because I need to make money while I'm out. I don't want to waste time just to waste it, you know, because otherwise I'll just be on FaceTime or, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be communicating with, you know, family and friends. Like it just, but like I said, when I go out, I want to work. I want to make money. Okay, so that's the first one. That's the obvious one. The other two are kind of not so obvious. So I'll post links to them. One is Revo. That's an app that I use when I'm down. You know, now it's only in select places, but whatever. I don't know your market. I don't know where you're at. That's an app that I use. So I'll turn that on and see if I get a hit or not, whatever. Again, I'll post a link in the description. These are all referral links, obviously, but you know, hey, look, you know. And then the other app that I'll use is Indrive. Now, the thing about Indrive is that it is more of, well, I guess I could have explained Revo. Revo is more of like, it's on the blockchain. They say you get 100% of the fare, yada, yada, yada. It's a different app. It's another app. And then Indrive, on the flip side, you get 70% of the fare. But the passenger has the chance to negotiate the price. And you can kind of negotiate with them. Yeah, listen, like I said, these are all just other apps that I have on, okay? Like I said, I will post a link to it in the description, but it's good to have other apps on as well to try to get more money, to try to get rides, to try to not just be sitting waiting on one ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll have these other apps on and I'll do them. Okay, and now Uber's ringing. Literally, always remember, Uber and Lyft are going to be the two biggest apps everywhere. They're multi-billion-dollar companies. So these other apps are kind of like, you may not get a ride, but, you know, it's just good to have them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do when it's slow. I turn on other apps. And I think you should do the same thing because it only makes sense. But yeah, with that being said, man, I'm out of here. As you can hear, I've been kind of chilling. I'm over here in Delray, sitting in the parking lot. I had to find some shade because, yeah, that sun was killing me. But yeah, man, I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. Check the links in the description. Man, hook your boy up, man. Listen, I mean, I don't really get much from it. I don't really know what I get from Indrive. I don't really do a lot of rides. I think I've done like maybe 5 rides. But, you know, listen, hit the link. You know, it's a referral. And then Revo, I think I've done like 1 or 2. But yeah, man, listen, hit the link in the description. Sign up. Add these apps to your repertoire. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with that being said, man, I'm out of here. Like I said, I keep saying that, right? I love you guys. If you need anything, let me know. Join the Telegram group. All right. Deuces.